Fellow Southern Cameroonians, fellow Amazonians, accept revolutionary greetings from me this Sunday, the 19th day of May, in the year of our Lord 2019. I'm bringing to you this very important press release from the Southern Cameroons Liberation Council, the SCLC. And after presenting this press release, I'm going to bring you a couple of announcements. Well, this press release is dated Washington, May 19, 2019. It's titled, Mankon Bamenda experiences Dion, Biya's murderous peace offer. It reads, on May 15, 2019, the brutal, trigger-happy army of octogenarian dictator Paul Biya unleashed mayhem on the people of Alachu, Mile 8 Mankon in the outskirts of Bamenda. That was just 3 days after genocide enabler-in-chief Dion was at the palace of the Fawn of Mankon, pretentiously announcing Mr. Biya's supposed readiness to engage in peace talks. The rampant soldiers burnt down over 200 houses in the area, killing 3 people along. The act, they claimed, was to retaliate the killing of some 2 soldiers and the disappearance of 1 other. The devastation left behind by the barbaric act is unimaginable. The SCLC is not surprised by the lackluster reaction of Yaoundé that through its Minister of Defense claimed the arson was unintentional, blaming the dispossession of over 200 families to confusion. The promise to investigate and punish perpetrators as well as pay reparation as enunciated in a decision by Governor Lele Lafrique is not only or does not only represent mockery, the outings simply add insult to injury. This is more so because the burning down of villages continued in Sop, Bui County and well other areas around Donga Mantun County. Such shameless, selective and dubious plans to indemnify those who suffer the carnage at Alachu, my 8 Mankon, whereas this is about the 250th village and counting, reduced to ashes, betrays dictator Biya's persistent desire to continue down the route of manipulation. The SCLC draws the attention of both national and international public opinion to witness the stinking hypocrisy surrounding the peace offer by the genocidal regime of Mr. Biya. While genocide enabler-in-chief Dion claimed the government was now ready to negotiate on everything except cessation, Chief Slave Atanga Ponji, Minister of Territorial Administration, said on France 24, a France-based TV channel, on Friday, May 17, 2019, that the form of their state was non-negotiable. This cacophony is not unintentional. The purpose is to continue manipulating international public opinion in order to buy time enough to kill more innocent people. The SCLC notes that if the world needed additional evidence to prove that the only way to resolve the ongoing conflict between the Cameroons is a 2-state solution, then they have been better served. The SCLC is the largest coalition of liberation movements, groups and organizations seeking the independence of the former UN Trust territory of British Southern Cameroons. This press release is signed by Elvis Kometa for the SCLC, for the SCNC, I beg your pardon, Samuel Komesako, Interim Government, Ebenezer Kwanga, APLM, Salili Kowo, FSCWO, John Bakuro, the Consortium, Mark Cheps, Republic of Amazonia Nationals, and Bo Herbert of Morisk. And now on to the announcement. While I was coming to do this recording, we received news from Bamenda and other towns in southern Cameroons that the army is at major road junctions, capturing people, seizing their identity cards, and then issuing them receipts and asking them to come back with such receipts and evidence that they participated in the March past of May 20, which comes up tomorrow, before their identity cards will be returned to them. This is total violation of the rights of these people. According to the laws of La République du Cameroun, the same country these soldiers serve, it is illegal, unacceptable, and even punishable to confiscate somebody's identity card. We all know that by carrying out this act, it is not only because La République is so desirous of showing the world fake images of people they will say are coming out because they are joyous and anxious and happy to celebrate so-called unity, but the same soldiers know that after a few days, they will go out there on a rampant search of people who have no identity cards and capture the same people whose identity cards they seized and only release them after money would have changed hands, or they will be threatened that they are going to be tagged terrorists and transferred to maximum prison centers in Yaoundé, Douala, and other towns of La République du Cameroun. This practice has got to end, and we invite the world to notice that these are not people who are ready to talk peace. These are not people who are ever ready to cohabit with the very peaceful and civil people of the southern Cameroons. So much for that. And then the second aspect now I want to talk about before we close this communication, I want to talk about the mega fundraiser launched by the SCLC. Before I get into that, I want to congratulate the numerous people. They are in their hundreds, almost getting to the thousands, that are already making a lot of efforts to contribute into the joint treasury that we have made available at the SCLC under the guise of the Ambazonia Relief Fund. My dear people, I read messages sometimes and I get some people say, why do you people need this money for? Or rather, what do you people need this money for? That go to your local government areas or contact the LGA by LGA officials and let them be able to give you money. I want to draw the attention of each and every one to this very important truth. We are at the greatest turning point of our struggle. If you are not yet aware, because of the pressure mounting on La République du Cameroun, there are a lot of overtures out there, and before long, the negotiation process will begin. My dear people, do you want the representatives of the southern Cameroons that will be picked to go and sit on the negotiation table to talk for us, to be dragged to the negotiation table? Do you want them to go out there shoulder high and strong because they know they have serious backing? Do you want our people to work so hard, pay with their lives, do all sorts, giving all manners of sacrifice, and at the end of the day, have nothing to show for it? I'm sure some of you are already so worried about the serious federal narrative out there. Federalists had no voice until those they call separatists worked so hard so that they begin to move around the world and make noise about the fact that superpowers are saying it is only federalism that we will get. My dear people, if you allow your representatives to go to the negotiation table totally weakened, then you are going to end up with federalism, or even a worse form of federalism than what operated in 1961. That is why at the SCLC, our determination to ensure that we get only what our people want is so iron strong, so rock solid. That is why we need you to know that the only thing you need to do now is go out there quickly, contribute money into this fund. Diplomacy becomes extremely ineffective if it has no clear backing. I guess you understand what I'm talking about. Diplomacy will make no sense if you are totally weakened by the time you get to the negotiation table. My dear people of Southern Cameroons, seize this moment. Do not hesitate. Do not continue the blame game. Yes, you have sent out money. Sometimes the money has been mismanaged. My dear brothers and sisters, I don't want to go down that route into any explanations of things I don't know very much about. But the only thing I know so much about is that we need money now more than we've ever needed it in this revolution. It is also that we don't need this money merely at LGA level. This is a global problem. This is a problem at international level, and it needs the kind of attention that it deserved. We cannot address a major problem from a local perspective. My dear brothers and sisters, Do what you have to do and make sure you don't expose us. You don't expose those that will eventually be picked to sit on a negotiation table to total weakness. Don't hold their arms. Don't tie their arms and ask them to go out there and bring results. They will come back with nothing. At the end of this video, I'm going to pin at the comment section, the beginning, the account credentials. Do your best. If you have difficulties reaching out to anyone or making your contribution, don't mind. Call 443-985-3480 and that shall direct you to the appropriate quarters. Thank you very much. To God be the glory.